Hello there everybody. I know it's been a while since I've been on my YouTube. My channel's mainly for the lessons that I teach through Rotherham College. So what I want to put on today is the project that we've done this week, which is a twist card. And it's what I've done is made a lovely box for it as well, for the card. So I'll show you that, and then I'll show you the measurements and how to do the twist feature, because that can be a little bit tricky. So this is what we're going to be making, and then there's a little box for it to go in there. But I'll do the box on a separate one. I just want to show you the card today. I'm going to put all the measurements underneath. It'll all be on a little document underneath, so don't worry about taking down the measurements. So the first thing that you'll need is, how I do it is I do the 3 pieces of card to make the basic of the body of it. So that's like the twisting mechanism on it. So that's going to give you that. And the pieces that you need for that is one which is 12 by 6. That's going to be the outside of your card. And then if you've got 12 by 12, out of that the half, cut one that's 11 by 3 3/4 that way. And then you want a little piece for your mechanism, and that is 8 that way. So if you measure this out of an A4, you'll get that out of the short side of your A4, and that's by 3 1/2. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to score these, but as I say, I'll put them all underneath. So rather than me going through all the measurements, it's probably better off if you look down under at them. What I want to show you really is the mechanism, because this is can be quite tricky to get your head round. So I'm going to get my scoreboard out, and I'll show you on here how we mark and make up the mechanism. So if you can see that there, I've got the long edge going across the top. So what I need to do first, if you can see, you can either mark it with a pen or just put a little notch in with your score, is I'm doing a little notch at 2 1/4 inch. I'm not going all the way down, I'm just putting in a little notch. Then on 4 inch, I'm doing a full score line. And then at 5 3/4, I'm putting in another little notch like that. Now this is the important bit. You've got that way, and now what we're going to do is we're going to turn it over. So we're just actually turning the piece of paper over like that. And what you're doing again is the same notch at 2 1/4 and one at 5 3/4. So that, what it does, it gives you a notch on the bottom and a notch on the top. I'll mark it with a pen, and then you'll be able to see what I mean. So you've got one there, and one there, and one there, and one there. So they should be opposite each other, your little notches. So then with these notches, what I want to do is draw a line from, so you're drawing from the bottom, from one notch at the bottom to one notch at the top. So you're drawing kind of a diagonal line across. Sorry, my arm's a bit wobbly today. So that goes straight across there like that. And then repeat that with the other one. So you're drawing from one there to the bottom, and that gives you kind of a cross. So that's going across the middle. That should be across the middle. And then what you can do then is get your ruler, just put it along that line that you've drawn, and bend your card over like that. So it's giving you like a score line. And then the same the other way, straight across the middle, and just fold it over like that. And then your final one, you need to do on your shorter edge, so that's all on your long edge. So on your shorter edge, you're doing at 1 3/4 inch, which takes you right down the middle, like that. So what you should have then, if you look, you're folding that down the middle, like that. You're folding that down the middle, where you've got your fold line, and then you're folding these into diagonals. So you should end up with kind of a bit like a star shape. Now this is where it might get a bit tricky, because what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to flatten this all down. So the easiest way to do it, if you squeeze on your long edges, let me just see, it's a bit tricky. If you squeeze in on your long edges and you're bringing it down, so you're squeezing those in like that, look, meet your triangles up, and initially what you'll get is a house shape. So that looks like a house, but what we need is what I've been describing as legs. So just take this, fold it over one like you're opening a book, and flatten it, turn it over, and then fold this one over like a book, and that gives you your legs. That's your legs shape. Now on this, while you're doing this bit, measure. So take your right leg. So say that's facing you. So this is facing you. On your right leg, measure up 1 1/4 inch and mark it. And from that mark, draw a line across. Okay, so that's, oh, pen's not working. There we go. Then turn it over, and on the right leg on the other side, do 1 1/4 inch and a line across. And then in these sections here, this is where you're going to put, so if you look, that's on that, and then you flip it over, and that's on that, and you're going to put glue or tape on these sections here. But we'll just leave that for the moment, because what I want to do next, I wanted to show you that first, because that's the trickiest part of it, is that's your 11 by 3 3/4. So what this is going to be is like the folder bit that comes out. It's like camouflage on the board. So on here we'll just need 3 score lines, which is what, 2 3/4. As I said, don't worry about the measurements because they'll all be on after. 5 1/2, which is there. So I've got 2 3/4, 5 1/2, yep, and 8 1/4 you're scoring at. Because what this is going to give you, so if you fold these along your score lines, oh, I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to make it 11. I've done the 8, but so just to cut that off, and that's making it 11. It's me that's measured it wrong. So you got kind of a concertina effect with that, if you can see. And then with the concertina, you've got what we call mountains, which are these things that stick up. So you've got mountains, just let me tilt that up a little bit so you can see, and then you've got valleys underneath. So with this bit where you've got the sticking up at the top, we're going to want to put this mechanism. So I'll just put some tape on so that I can show you what I mean when we're sticking it on. So your tape's going on those little squares that we've marked out. So that one there, and then you're flipping it over and putting it on this one here. Because what we're wanting to do is create the mechanism that is going to make the card flip out. Right. So if I take these backing off my tape on both sides, you can use tape or glue, it doesn't matter which, just as long as you make sure that it's sticking and it's dry, you know, once before you let go if you're using glue. So like I said, you've got your concertina with your mountain bits at the top. Now what you want to do is take your mechanism, and basically all that we're doing is we're slotting this mechanism onto your mountains So first of all, take where the line is where you've put your sticky. Stick that bit onto there, like that. So that's sticking onto there. I'll just put that down a little bit so you can see. So you've stuck that onto there, and then this bit, if you can see, twist that over and stick it on the other side. So it looks like that. So you've got one bit on each side, and that's going to be your mechanism. So that's your mechanism bit made. Now, the bit that you've cut that's 12 by 6, this is going to be the outside of your card. So the only score line on this is at 6 inches, which is at halfway down. And you can decorate it how you want, but what I would suggest is if you want it fully covered inside, I'd put your layers on first inside before you put your mechanism in. And if you're wanting to do that, what I did mine at was 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. But it's entirely up to you how big an edge you want on it. But I'm not going to put anything on in this one. I just want to show you the concept of it, you know, so that you can do it yourselves at home. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to insert this into my card. So again, using tape or glue, I'm going to use glue for the mechanism, if I can get my glue out because it's been playing up. So what you need to do, just on the triangle, so let me colour that in and show you. So just on this triangle bit here, on the triangles, you need to put glue or tape, and the same on the other side, just on the triangles. So don't put any on these bits, just the triangles. So let me see if my glue will work. Come on, Mr. Glue. Ah, there we go, it's playing. It's playing ball. So there we go, the glue goes on. So just on that bit where I've coloured. And then what you do, get your card, and where you've got your middle, you can measure it if you want or eyeball it. Put the point of the triangle bang up to the crease line. I don't know if you can see that. So your crease line's there, and your triangles bang up to the crease line. Just let that set a bit, or if you're using tape, it'll be automatically sticky. And then because I'm using glue, I'm now going to put glue on the other side of the triangle. There we go. So that's on the other side of the triangle. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to shut it, press down, or use your embossing tool. Just make sure it's well stuck. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that for a couple of minutes just to set, so that when I'm opening it, I'm not taking it off the mechanism. So that's not decorating, that is just the basic how to do it with the mechanism. I hope this helps, because I know it was a little bit busy in class. And what I'm going to do, I'll put this up on our Google Classroom, and then you can all have a look. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.